Back to my St. Louis Live. Since you are watching First Alert 4, you know there is just a lot happening in the world right now. School shootings, violence here in our own city, add in the fact that we are 8 weeks away from a presidential election and 2 wars being fought in the world. It's all really, really heavy, and we're adults. So for a moment, let's think about all of these things from the point of view of our children. How do we navigate these big topics with little ones? That is where Dr. Eric Spiegel comes in, a Washington University pediatric psychiatrist at St. Louis Children's Hospital. Dr. Spiegel, thank you for being part of my Mom Club.
Thanks for having me.
As I just laid out, a lot is going on right now, a lot of very heavy topics, very sad and bad topics. So how do we enter into these conversations with our children?
I think the thing to do, Laura, is to, if it's coming up in your mind, ask questions. We might try to avoid these kinds of things, but we want to hear what kids are thinking about it. Now, they might not be thinking much, and they may rather go play ball or ride their bike, which is fine, but you're still going to be there later, and they'll know, okay, it's okay to talk about this thing. Otherwise, they're going to hear it from somebody else anyway.
And I think that's what I worry about. I have a stepson who is 12, and there's a delicate balance in my mind. Do we bring this up? But what if he hasn't heard about it? So then are we having him worry about something that wasn't even on his radar? Are there any ages or advice you would give there?
Well, I would say that a 12-year-old's going to hear about these major events like shootings, wars, things like that from most of the time social media. And that is not where you want people to get their information. That you want them to get information from mom and dad, guardian, grandma, whoever's willing to have that conversation and to listen to the answers, see where they are developmentally, and provide appropriate, compassionate kind of view of these topics.
And then finally, I do want to bring up the fact that we are in the midst of a presidential campaign. It's been a crazy one so far. So how would you suggest we talk to our kids about all the noise, the fighting when it comes to politics, and we do inch closer to this election?
I think that what we should do is we should say, whenever adults disagree for the most part, what they want to do is sit down and decide, what do we agree upon? What is the stuff that we both totally agree upon, and then build from there? That's a constructive way to have an argument about something, because you're building together. And that's what you want to teach kids about disagreements. What we're seeing on the TV between political candidates is really more fighting. And fighting is whenever conversation is broken down. And so that's the lesson I would want to teach them, is like, this makes us uncomfortable, because it's not the way really adults should behave.
That is really good advice and insight. And friends, we are always looking for new topics to explore during my Mom Club. Please email me some ideas at laura.hediger@firstalert4.com, because